Hello everybody, Will Frazier here, your credit and business expert, because today I'm going to be going a little bit of a different route because I actually did a survey recently on the channel to see what you guys might be interested in hearing more of or learning that's new that hasn't presently been on the channel before. And after doing that survey, I saw that you guys really wanted to learn more about starting up a business and running a business, as well as side gigs and different ways to make money at home. So in order to kick things off and get started with this new information that I'm going to be adding to the channel, I decided, of course, to start with starting a business. And we're going to go through all of the aspects of starting a business. I myself have been in business for over 8 years now, and I left my job at that time to start running my credit repair business full time. But I have more knowledge than just knowledge on credit repair businesses. I have knowledge in business in general because my undergrad degree is actually in business, and I also have an MBA. So I definitely understand business from experience and from education, and I'm going to combine all of that information into what I share with you guys when I go into deep diving about businesses. So this will be able to help you no matter what business industry you are in or thinking about going in. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into everything that it's going to take for you to be successful in creating and starting a business and getting it off the ground. Now, if anything that I mentioned is particularly resonating with you, or maybe the point that you're actually at in your stage as far as starting a business or running a business, and you want me to elaborate more on any part that I cover, make sure you do leave a comment down there to let me know that you guys do want to hear more about that so that I can expound more on that. Or if it's something I didn't mention, let me know down in the comments so I can expound on that and give you guys some more of the information that you want to learn or know about. So the very first thing that you want to know when it comes to starting a business, or that you want to think about, is you want to begin with the end in mind. Now, when you say begin with the end in mind, what I mean is basically you want to think about where you want to end up after starting this business, seeing success. Like, what do you want your life to look like? What do you want your business to look like? Basically, do you want to be a person who is hands off from the business once it finally is successful and you can, kick back, have your feet up, not have to worry about, a boss telling you what to do, and basically you have employees to run your business for you because you are the boss? And, you're basically just calling all the shots, checking up on things, following up while you're out on the beach or whatnot. And, you're just getting to enjoy your life, spend more time with your family. And you want to have, 10 employees, 50 employees, 100 employees. What do you really want your business success to look like, or what does it look like to you? And what do you want your life to look like as a result of how you have set up your business? Or maybe you're that person that is really connected with what you do and really have a, love and passion for what you do. And you want to be more hands-on and involved. You want to constantly be that person that is there at the forefront of the business where everybody sees you, where you're always involved or have your hands in something. Looking at it like this helps you to determine a lot of decisions that you're going to need to make as far as how you set up your business and as far as how you lay the foundation for how you want your business to be able to operate in the future. So, a lot of that thinking is going to help you right now getting things set up to make sure that you do actually get to be able to do all of that you're thinking about in the future. Now, after you have done that, actually come up with, what you want everything to look like, your vision for the future, whether it be, 5 years, 10 years, then you can actually start thinking about a very important thing, which is the second point, which is, what do you want to do for business? Like, what kind of business do you want to start? There are several different types of businesses, different industries out there, but you need to know what it is or what kind of business you want to start. Now, when it comes down to businesses, there are different categories of business. There are service-based businesses like washing cars, credit repair, doing massages. There are product-based businesses where you could sell T-shirts, you can sell coffee mugs, you can sell an invention that you made, different things in regards to different products that people may want. There's also gig-based businesses, like if you did Uber, or if you did DoorDash, or if you did Instacart. All of those are usually app-based, and it's based on you getting certain jobs that are out there. It may not be what is considered a traditional business, but it is technically a business that you are running, and it's just set up a little bit differently than a traditional business that a person might think of. So, with all that being said, like I said, there are different categories of businesses out there. So you need to think about, which category you want to be in as far as business goes. And also, what type of entity do you want to set up? As you may know, you can set up your business as a sole proprietor, which I don't usually recommend because it doesn't have as much protections as a lot of the other entity types. But there's LLCs, there are corporations, and there are different types of LLCs and different types of corporations that have different benefits and different, downfalls. You would probably want to talk to, a tax advisor to kind of get the best idea of what would be the best one for you. Most people end up doing LLCs. It's possible to convert an LLC into a S corporation or a C corporation later on. Like I said, all of the different benefits that come with those can have different tax benefits and other protections that they offer. So it's very important that you get more information on that before you actually make a decision on what type of entity you want to set up your business as. Also thinking back to, how you want things to end or how you want things to be once you finally reach the goal for your business. That's going to help you decide what type of entity type you actually want to set up your business as. That's why that step is very, very important. Now, also when it comes down to what kind of business you want to start, you also don't want to just do something just for the sake of making money. I know you want to make some money, probably more than what you make on your current job or more than what you make doing what you do now, but you shouldn't be in it just for the money. You should always try to connect any businesses that you start to something that you may like or something that you have a passion for, because it's going to make it a lot easier for you when hard times may come around, as far as challenges that may pop up in the business or things that were unexpected when you are starting the business. So having something that you are passionate about and something that really drives you is going to be a key factor in making sure that you are able to sustain and stay through all of those obstacles that may pop up in the beginning phases. And the first 2 years while you're in business are usually going to be the hardest years, where you're probably going to learn the most while you're setting up your business. So now that you actually have an idea of what you want to do for your business, let's go ahead and talk about what you need to do about a business plan. Now, a business plan is something that I usually don't tell people that they really have to do. This is something that I did create in the beginning of my business. But what I found is it's usually not going to be necessary where you're going to need it to, show it to somebody, or where somebody's going to ask you for it, whether you're thinking about funding or whether you're thinking about, something with the bank. Usually there isn't going to be a time where you're going to need to actually present your business plan to people. There are maybe a few situations where you actually will have to use your business plan for something, but in this day and age, mostly you probably aren't going to have to use it. Now, with all that being said, you probably want to do one in the beginning stages of business for yourself, because you're going to get a plan from this that's going to help you to kind of outline what things you want to do in your business. And also, using a formatted business plan, you're going to be able to think about some things that maybe you didn't think about in your initial process of working on a business, things that you may need to have in place before you get started, or just some important things when it comes to marketing, or different things that you may need to actually operate your business. So having a business plan created is something that can help you in the beginning phases to kind of plan things out and make sure that you're organized when you actually do get started with the business. So now that you have a vision for your business, you know what kind of business you want to do, and you have actually planned out some things for your business, now is a good time to kind of, in your planning, see what people are going to want from you. And I'm saying that because it may be that you have come up with a certain product that you think is something that's very valuable. And usually, we are going to think that something is very valuable that we created, especially. So what you want to do still is try to see if other people want to buy this, because it's possible that you may have created something that somebody else does not want to buy, or you may be offering something that most people don't want to buy. And sometimes it's not just as simple as that. It could be that you have created a version of a product that somebody does not want to consume in the way that you created it. Let's say that there's some information that you know and you want to package that information into a ebook that you want to sell, but the group of people that you want to sell it to don't like to read ebooks. Well, in that case, you might want to turn it into a course and put it in video format. So, also finding out what type of way your audience wants to actually receive information can be very useful in making sure that you're creating products that are not only useful and beneficial to your customer base, but it's also in a format that they're going to want to consume. So testing things out by, letting people test out your product or your service, or telling them kind of what you're planning on doing and seeing what it is that they have to say for feedback. And you probably want to do this with your family and friends at the beginning, but you may also want to reach out to people in different avenues, maybe posting things on social media to kind of see what kind of feedback you get from the type of thing that you're trying to launch or put out there as far as business goes. That can be a good way of getting some feedback on what you're trying to do. And that's of course something that you definitely want to do if you are trying to offer a product or service that is not in a industry that is known to be popular or that is known to be making a lot of money already. So now the fifth thing that you want to be thinking about is your website, because most people, you need to have a website in this day and age, because everybody goes to the internet to look you up as soon as they hear about your business, to see what you have going on, to see if you even have a website. And if you aren't already in this digital space, in this era where a lot of people have had to transition to online to find certain things, then you are going to miss out on that opportunity to be able to get a lot of customers that are searching for you or your service or your product on the internet. So of course, a website is going to be very, very important. It's a very good sustained way of being able to bring customers in and to let them know that you have a footprint out there on the internet, and to let them be able to know, like, and trust you a little bit better, because they can get some more information about you and your company. And now that you have these things in place, it is time for you to also go out and get your business bank account. That's going to be one of the most important things once you have your business set up in whatever entity form that you want to have it in. And once you have an EIN number, of course, you have everything that you need at that point to go ahead and start up your business bank account. Now, when it comes to picking out a business bank account, what I would say to you is you want to make sure that you have a bank that's going to be convenient for you. And what convenience can look like can really be boiled down to, do they have locations around your home or around your office? Do they have enough locations around town that no matter what side of town you're on, if you have to make a deposit, if you have to go in for a new debit card, or if you just need to do some type of transaction at the bank, that you will have easy access to go and get to that bank? Of course, you also want to look at the fees that the bank is going to be charging you for having deposits coming in or not, or having too many transactions in a month, or if you have to have a minimal balance in the account in order to avoid having a fee. All of these are things that you want to look at and weigh out while you are actually, picking out your bank account. Also, some banks aren't favorable to certain industries. So, like if you're doing credit repair, there are only certain banks that will actually accept bank accounts from that industry. So of course you would have to be careful on what kind of bank account that you're actually going to get. So all of that is something that you want to keep in mind when it comes to the bank account that you are getting for your business. And speaking of the bank account, of course, you're going to have a lot of transactions coming in from your business. So what do you need to do about this? How do you keep track of it? You could just print out your statements every month and just use those. But when it comes down to tax season, that may not be necessarily the easiest thing to do or to go through. So what I would recommend is, even if you had something like a spreadsheet with Excel, that would be cool. But I use something like QuickBooks to keep up with all of the transactions in my account. So basically with QuickBooks, you can set up your account with them and you can log into your bank account and they will be able to see all the transactions that come in. Of course, it's secure, and then it can label transactions for you after you've set some rules to automatically know that this transaction is for this and this transaction is for that. And then it can make it a lot easier for you to actually have a report that you can pull up at the end of the year or every quarter and kind of look at your numbers and see how you're growing, where you're getting most of your sales from, where most of your expenses are coming from. And it can give you something easy to give to your accountant or CPA at the end of the year once you get to that point. Because I'm sure a lot of you may be trying to do your taxes yourself in the beginning, or maybe you do hire an accountant or a CPA, which will probably be the best thing to help you save money. And going down the road, in the future, that is what you want to use to make sure that you are submitting your taxes properly and possibly saving the most money that you can. Okay, so now at this point, you pretty much have all of the foundational things that you need for your business in place. So now you get to the most important part of business, which is going to be you marketing and making sales. Those two things are the most important things that you have going on when it comes time to actually open up and run your business. Because without marketing and without sales, you have no money coming into the business, which means your business won't grow. You won't be able to pay for your expenses, let alone your salary. So of course, this is going to be something that's very key and very important to the running of your business, especially in those first few years of business. Getting your marketing and income right is going to be your key and most important thing to focus on. Now, when it comes down to your marketing, you need to figure out, where do you want to get traffic from? How are you going to get traffic? There are usually two ways of getting traffic. One is going to be paid and one is going to be free. Of course, in the beginning stages of starting your business, you're probably going to want to get something that is free. And if you want to get free traffic, that's going to consist of you going to some social media platform, or maybe even having a blog where you're posting information constantly that people can find and they can know that you exist, because nobody's going to come to you if they don't know you exist. So you definitely need to make sure that you are putting your name out there and putting content out there to show people that you exist, to show people that you are, maybe an expert or very knowledgeable about their problem that they have, which is the reason why they need your product or service. So marketing is going to be very, very key. And as far as the social media platforms go, you have Facebook, you have Instagram, you have TikTok, you have YouTube, you have LinkedIn, and your choice on what platform you're going to use is going to be heavily based on what type of outreach you're trying to do and who it is that you're trying to reach. Now, as far as the paid traffic goes, on pretty much all of those platforms, there's an option for you to pay for ads to get your advertisement or get your face and company in front of multiple people. So with the paid ads, that's something that can really ignite your business and draw mass amounts of people to you really, really quickly. So of course, you want to make sure you have your business foundation set up and your process looking really, really good before you go to the advertisement way of bringing in customers, because you don't want to get overrun and then not be able to handle all of those people that you have coming to you now. And a part of operating your sales and marketing is going to be a sales funnel, which is something that you can use in order to bring customers from first being aware about your business all the way over to them actually engaging with you and then purchasing from you. Now, again, funnels can be very complex as well as marketing on its own. So if you guys are interested in learning more about those topics, make sure that you do leave a comment down and let me know that you want to hear about that, whatever specifically you want to hear about. And now the next thing that you want to think about when it comes down to your business and this next level is going to be, you've already, set up your foundation. You've already found out how you're going to market, and you're selling to people that are coming to you and they're signing up with you. And now you have an abundance of customers, you have an abundance of revenue coming in. And now it's time to actually grow your team and start adding on other people that can take tasks off of you so that you can focus on the more important things, or so that you can be outside of the business altogether and just monitor it and let it operate and make money for you. Now, when it comes down to your team and what you will actually be looking at as far as who or how you want to bring people on to help you, you can actually do a few different things. You can do outsourcing so that you can hire another company or another person to just actually handle a certain aspect of your business. Like, let's say you didn't want to handle the accounting for your business. Maybe you hire an accountant to start handling your accounting and your bookkeeping for you. Or if you're doing credit repair, maybe you don't want to do all your disputes, so you hire a company that does disputes to actually do your disputes for you. Or maybe if you have a business where you have some type of calls that need to be made to make sales, you might hire an outsourcing company for sales calls that has a call center so that they can handle all of your incoming calls or make calls for you on your behalf, and you just pay them for their service and they handle that part of the business for you so that you don't have to. Now, another method that you can do is hire a 1099 person to do contract work. So basically you are just hiring somebody to come in and do work for you, whatever it is that you outline for them to do, but they may not be an actual employee under your business. And the next step up from that would be hiring an employee. And really the difference is in certain things that you have to provide, certain extra taxes that you have to pay if you actually get an employee versus having a 1099 person. And you also don't have to take out taxes for a 1099 person. You would just pay them their income and they have to worry about their taxes on their own. So again, there are different, benefits and downsides to these different aspects of hiring and taking on people. But of course, you want to do research to see which would be the best option for you and your business and the structure and way that you have it set up. Now, at this point, you have a thriving and fully functioning business that is like a well-oiled machine that is bringing in money and revenue to you. And, you have taken all the steps from A to Z to make sure that you have all of that stuff in place. Now, I didn't dive into detail on all of these topics because I wanted to get through everything that you need to have in order to have a successful business in place and be able to, start that. And what I'm going to start doing in the coming days, starting next week, is I'm going to be introducing some specific industry types or some different things that you can do to actually make money in your business, or different business types or side gigs that you can actually do in order to make money. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe now so that you can get all of that information that I'm going to be sharing with you starting next week, in addition to the other credit information that I'm going to be sharing with you as usual. So again, subscribe to the channel. Like this video if you did get value from it, and leave a comment with any additional information that you want me to expound on. Now, because we're talking about business, I know you might be kind of considering, what do you need to do for business funding? So I'm going to send you to a video that's going to actually go a little bit deeper into getting funding for a startup business.